And he strikes for the third time. UAE are in a strong position. 49 for the loss of 4. Mehdi Hassan managing just a couple of runs.
Six overs gone. 49 for 4. Bangladesh, those numbers are looking very, very poor. But then I can tell you one thing, Tanzid definitely batting like magic. 32 of 14. Zakir Ali will give him company, while Akif Raja, Wasim setting the field right. He's a brilliant captain. Wasim leads the charge by example. He's done that with the batting. 82 runs in that previous game, set the game up for UAE, and then everyone else chipped in with a cool, calm, composed mind. Now Akif Raja was expensive in that first over that he bowled. Will he be able to come back strong on the back of those 4 wickets that Bangladesh have lost?
They came out with their plans. Just a couple of wickets for the fast bowlers in the power play. Now he has been brought back into the attack yet again.
Short arm jab and boundary. Bangladesh, and Tanzid specifically, he's not keeping quiet. It's looking like he's batting on a different surface altogether.
It doesn't matter whether Bangladesh are 3 down or 4 down. He'll play his natural game. Back off length, and how quickly he adjusted himself using those strong wrists. Always making sure to keep it away from the reach of the fielder. A good start to the over, straight away putting that pressure on Akifullah Raja.
Akif Raja has been expensive, but Haider Ali has been the pick of the bowler. 3 wickets. That's the last one. Angling the ball in, moving away from the stumps, and that's a cardinal mistake that you do. Haider has taken a quick short break. I'm sure Tanzid will smack you.
Not having a good day with the ball. Raja Akifullah Raja came back into the side in the absence of Jawadullah. An ordinary delivery, but nicely managed. Yet again, the risk comes into play. 4 runs. So leaking runs is Akifullah Raja, but looking good. A confident looking shot. Finding those gaps at will is Tanzid Hassan.
Where does he bowl, Akif? Because one thing for sure, Tanzid has loved playing him. Bowled in! Very good comeback. Comes around the wicket, Akifullah, and creates that angle. The ball crashing into the stumps. Lovely. Phenomenal recovery, phenomenal comeback, and the danger man Tanzid is out.
Half of the side back in the hut. Everything is fine with that landing. What a comeback. Coming around the wicket. Sharply coming into Tanzid. Nowhere near the ball. He strikes for the first time. Delighted. And look at the celebration of Raja Akifullah. A peach of a delivery. Dejected. He was looking good. Managing quick 14, just 18 deliveries. 457 for the loss of 5.
job.
Shamim is the new man in. And it looks like Bangladesh has hit the reset button. Both the batters in the center haven't faced a delivery. Shamim Hussain, 330 runs in his 25th game. 1/2 century. He'll have to do a lot better than what he's done so far. Will he be able to do that? Akifullah Raja. Angling the ball in again this time. He found success from around the wicket. Definitely would love to do that again. That wicket that he picked up. That little gap between the bat and the pads. Look how he's exploited it. And then the celebration. Top of off. Beautiful. Akifullah Raja. That celebration of covering his mouth is primarily because his mother told him that, listen, you talk a lot. We'll come to that story later. Last ball is a dot ball. 7 overs gone. A successful over comes to an end. Look at that bowling card there. Raja Akifullah, yes, was expensive. Has picked up a wicket. Dhruv Parashar has picked up a wicket too. But pick of the bowler, Haider Ali. 2 overs, just 2 runs, 11 dot deliveries and 3 wickets. And he will continue. Haider. Can he pick up Zakir Ali? Because that could be a big change. Oh, look at that, the way he's got his bat down in time. There's a wry smile.
Under immense pressure, Haider Ali is delivering a sensational performance with the ball. In his 3rd over, just couple of runs, 3 wickets to his name.
Yes, boy.
Keeping things. A valiant effort coming from Akifullah Raja, but keeping things tight and bowling as per the plan. That has been the reason they have a very strong grip on this game.
Well, yeah, that was Akif. We're talking about a celebration. He runs around and keeps his face covered, his mouth covered. That's because early on in his career, he end up saying those lovely words to the batters, giving them a send-off. And then he's reprimanded for that. He spoke to his mom. His mother said, listen, do not use those words. It doesn't look nice. You come from a good family. Don't say those words. And after that, he started covering his mouth. Doesn't say a word in his celebration, if you see. Always shut mouth and the finger raised.
And mom knows the best. And you need to listen to your mom. We have seen a completely changed fast bowler.
Go back.
What a comeback. Gone for runs, but what matters is the big wicket of Tanzeed Hassan.
Yeah, that Bangla dugout doesn't look very impressed with those numbers on board. 3 for 3 in his 3rd over. What the Bangladesh batters are doing is they're not trying to do anything silly in this over. They're trying to see him off. Very rare in a T20 game do batters see off a bowler. This is that time. This is that opportunity. And they're trying to hope that they see him off. Last ball. and they will see him off. Quietly, quaintly. A wicketless over for Haider comes to an end. 8 overs gone, 59 for 5.
Walton UAE versus Bangladesh T20I series, and Walton has a special message. Walton respects the Bangladeshi expatriates in the UAE whose hard work strengthens our nation's economy. A lot of crowd, a lot of supporters, a lot of fans in large numbers, not only today but throughout the series. They haven't been welcomed. That's a good shot. Shamim pierces the gap on the offside for 4.
Too short and too wide from Dhruv outside off stump, and Shamim held that on its way for a boundary. That was a very good shot. Got good timing on that as well. And played it to perfection, getting his first boundary. No chance for the fielder, who did put it in a valiant drive, but that was always going to be a boundary. Magnificent timing on that one, Shweb.
Yeah, a little too slow from Dhruv, and Shamim had all the time in the world to cut that, and he's done exactly that. Some movement in the air tonight for Dhruv Parashar, and that's where he becomes a lot more lethal, when he's able to move the ball, especially in the first 6 overs.
Well, with the way UAE have started, they picked up 5 wickets already, but just 63 on the board. I think the other bowlers at the other end, Haider Ali, who's been magnificent today, the other bowlers just need to step up, cut down on the boundaries, put that pressure on the batters.
Yeah, it has been a good outing for the UAE bowlers. Dhruv Parashar getting the first wicket, and that too of the dangerous Parvez Hassan Imon, the centurion in the first T20 international. And post that, it has been about Haider Ali, the way he's bowled. He's a fearless cricketer, Rashid.
Yeah, I think we really enjoyed the way he started off that first over, maiden over with a couple of wickets. That's what I think set the tone for the rest of his spell. And since then, he's bowled really well in the right channels. He's mixed his pace nicely. He's bowled with variation as well. And I think that's what helped UAE to really put a lot of pressure on Bangladesh, who, let me remind you, they've lost the previous game, so there'll be a lot of pressure on them as a team as well to go on and win this game.
Yes, not a very comfortable dugout. They know they're in a tense situation. But these two can bat, Jakir and Shamim, and if they can build a partnership from here on, we know it's a very good batting track. Big appeal again from Dhruv. Not out, says Asif Iqbal. Some movement again for Dhruv, and that might just have gone his way, the batter's way.
That was a good shout, no doubt. Let's have a look once again. That was a slightly quicker delivery. Oh, that was mighty close. That was very, very close. Look at Rahul Chopra behind the stumps pleading the umpire.
Oh, well, Jakir seems to be a lucky man, because that was worth a shout and a half. A dot ball to end the over. 9 overs bowled. A good one from Dhruv Parashar, just 5 runs off it. It's 64 for 5. So just that 40 at the top from Tanzid Hassan, 14 from the captain Liton Das, but the middle order has collapsed. They still have Jakir Ali and Shamim Hussain, but they'll have to bat really well. They've still got another 11 overs to go, Rashid.
Yeah, They'll have to stitch a partnership. I think they'll just have to forget about boundaries at this moment. Meanwhile, UAE going with Sagir will be bowling his first over of the game. Out wide, outside off some. That's cut away. But there is protection in the deep. It will only be a single.
Yes, another impressive athlete for UAE, Sagir. He comes with a lot of promise. Has done really well at the domestic circuit. Has played at the DP World ILT20 and was amongst the wickets in the previous game.
That was the first one he picked up. Good catch taken by Matiullah in the deep. And then he produced another very good catch off his own bowling. That was a very good catch. It was mighty high in the air.
Well, he's a gun fielder, we all know that. So he's an all-round cricketer, Sagir Khan, and that's why his debut was much awaited in the domestic circle. We knew that he can bring a lot. He has a lot to offer for UAE in the coming years.
Yeah, he's a very good batter as well. We saw the other day hitting a maximum on the first or the second delivery he faced. Well, the coaching staff will be pretty happy, pretty pleased with the way things have gone so far. But they'll have to do better here. Keep picking wickets.
And what Bangladesh need is a partnership here. Doesn't matter if they take some time. They'll have to ensure they don't lose wickets from here on and play the 20 overs. Something for their bowlers to defend in the second innings.
Yeah, partnership is imperative here for the Bangladeshi batters. And both of these batters can bat. The only thing is if Jakir can probably just change his natural game. He's a hitter of the ball. He likes to keep himself busy out there.
Worked away for a single. Another decent over in progress now. It's going to be crucial to know when is going to Sagir complete his 4 overs. Is he going to bowl in the middle or in the death? Now remember, UAE don't have the services of Jawadullah. So they will need somebody who can bowl in the death overs. And I think Sagir will have to play that role tonight for UAE.
Yeah, alongside him it can be Raja Akifullah, who's been added to the squad. Pulled away nicely towards long on. Will be another single. And this is good intelligent batting by the Bangladeshi batters. They need to just make sure they keep rotating strike. And like you mentioned, stitch a partnership here in the middle overs.
And UAE, on the other hand, will want to break this partnership. They've got half the team back in the dugout, so they need another wicket or two here to well and truly put some pressure on Bangladesh.
I would probably want to have another field day in the ring if I was Mohammad Wasim, to cut down on these singles and keep the same batter on strike for a while.
Interesting point. Inside edge. No chance for a run there. Especially in the first few deliveries of the over, you'd want to try and build that pressure. And then for the last couple of deliveries, you can have more protection in the deep. But overall, everything said and done, this is a very good over from Sagir.
Yeah, considering the way things have gone so far, runs have come in, boundaries have come in so easily. This is a good batting wicket. I think this is a brilliant outing here for UAE so far.
Takes a single, Shamim, and will keep strike for the next over. Good over this from Sagir. 5 runs off it. 10 overs done. It's time for a drinks break out in the middle. It's 69 for 5. Well, 10 overs done halfway through the first innings, and it won't be wrong to say that UAE have dominated in the first 10 overs. They've got 5 wickets and with just 69 runs on the board. It was a good start for UAE, got that early breakthrough of the centurion Parvez Hassan Imon, but it was a brilliant bowling performance from UAE. Got wickets in the power play, although there were a few big hits coming from the bat of Tanzir, but it was all about Haider Ali, and the way he bowled tonight was very straight, was on target time and time again, and was effective to say the least. He was brilliant, and that has ensured that UAE at the halfway mark are 69 for 5. They're well and truly in the game, but how do they approach from here on, Rashid, is going to be key.
Yes, I think that'll be very important. Like you mentioned earlier, for Bangladesh's sake, they need to have a partnership going. Some good shots played out in the middle as well. But I think that is where UAE can be more consistent. Now Matiullah coming to start off after the strategic timeout at 69 for 5. I think the way things are going, Bangladesh projects to score around 138 runs. Won't be enough.
Yes, they should look to get to 170. Is that an edge? Yes, says Asif Iqbal, and Matiullah strikes. Redemption time for the speedster as Shamim departs.
Well, that's a big wicket. They needed a partnership. And right after the strategic timeout, it's a big, big wicket. Shamim trying to cut that delivery, which was outside of stump. Probably got the inner half of the bat. I think it was the under edge. And a very good catch taken behind the stumps by Rahul. Those are not very easy. And look at that celebration. That tells you everything. That meant a lot to Matiullah, who's been expensive today, but like you mentioned, gets his redemption.
Will give him tons of confidence, not to Shamim, and Bangladesh are losing the plot in this third T20 international. 69 for 6. Bangladesh 6 wickets down. This is just the 11th over. It's going to be Mohammad Rishad Hussain who's come out to bat, and it's a pressure cooker out there in the middle. This one's going down leg. Not out, says Asif Iqbal. He'll get to the non-striking end, Rishad. But, well, Bangladesh, Rashid, are in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, that was a good delivery from Matiullah Khan to get that big wicket right after the strategic timeout. We've seen that on a number of occasions. Look at the delivery, wide outside off stump. Did get his feet moving, but I think that bounce that he was expecting wasn't there.
I did keep a bit low, and that resulted in that wicket. It hardly carried to Rahul Chopra, who does well to lean forward and grab that catch. Another slower delivery from Matiullah. Now it's important for Bangladesh to start again. They'll have to reboot Rishad and Jakir. But overall, UAE are completely dominating this game.
Yeah, would have believed it after the way the first two matches have gone out. First match, 191 runs scored by Bangladesh. UAE losing that by 27 odd runs. And then the second game, it was a cliffhanger. UAE winning in the last over, and 205 runs scored. And today, we see 71 for 6 in 20.3 overs. It's a complete turnaround.
Yeah, it has been an upward curve for UAE. The way they've performed in the first T20 international, much improved performance in the second, and now stellar from UAE bowlers. Big appeal. Oh, it's been given. The finger goes up. Another wicket in the same over for Matiullah. And love is in the air, says Matiullah.
Well, what an over this has been from Matiullah. A complete turnaround from his first over. But that went for 18 runs. No problems with the front foot there. He's had his problems with his front foot, but not today. Look at that. Straight on the stumps and going across the line. That was always going to be a wicket for Matiullah, who enjoyed that. Look at that celebration. Absolutely wonderful. Another one bites the dust for Bangladesh.
Well, he's definitely enjoyed that. Rishad Hussain out for a duck. Bangladesh 71 for 7.
Slightly down.
Tanzim Hassan, the new batter. Just beats the outside edge of the bat, and suddenly there's a spring in the step for Matiullah, and he's looking a different bowler altogether.
He's looking much more confident here, Shoaib. Let's have a look at that last wicket once again. It was straight on the stumps, and well, he can't go across the line to those kind of deliveries. Easy decision for Asif Iqbal, who raises his finger, and it was Matiullah with that sprint and love for everybody all around.
Well, the UAE fans will be happy, elated, overjoyed with this performance. Mr. Phil Simmons, concerned faces in the Bangladeshi dugout. And rightly so, this was unexpected. We expected a strong comeback from Bangladesh. It has been anything but that. 71 for 7. Well, time for Sports Eye Super Contest, and this is a very simple question to answer if you've been watching and following us. Who is the only Bangladeshi batter to smash a T20I century on UAE soil? There have been only 2 centurions. One of them has scored a century in the first game. Big hint, chance to win a smartphone and signed match ball.
One of those 2 should go to Shoaib.
A big appeal again. This was clearly going down leg. But what a spell this has been from Haider. Let's talk a bit about him and how he's performed. It's just his 3rd T20 international, and he's looked like he's been playing international cricket for years.
He's a very confident young lad, and like you mentioned, it's been an upward kind of a movement for him. He's just done so well. Another good delivery, quick single, chance of a run out, direct hit, and it might have been trouble for Jakir.
Now, the last thing they need right now is a run out. They have been in a difficult situation all throughout this first innings. Jakir was quick to get off to the non-striking end, and a good single in the end.
I played it with soft hands there. You're talking about Haider Ali, what a spell this has been. Given him just 5 runs, he's already picked up 3. Love to see him pick up a couple more wickets and get his first fifer of his career so early in his career. I think he's been in tremendous form. Remember, he hit that maximum as well in the previous game that got UAE closer to winning that game. Good effort by Zuhaib, who's in as a replacement for somebody, I think. Oh, beg your pardon, that was Ethan D'Souza there.
Yes, Ethan D'Souza playing his first T20 international. A left-handed batter. Very stylish, very elegant. He'll have a role to play in the second innings. Simranjeet Singh on the extreme right. Another left-arm spinner watching his contemporary do the job for his side, and he'll be a proud man, Simranjeet. In fact, the entire UAE setup will be pleased with the way they performed tonight. However, no room for complacency in the second innings.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. They'll have to fight hard. They'll have to keep fighting hard to pick up these last 3 wickets. Oh, that's a good delivery. Asking the question. Height might be a problem there. Akbar Ali thinks it's not out.
Animated Haider Ali, but I think it was the height. He was on the back foot. The ball hit him well above the knee roll. So let's look at that again. Yeah, looked very close. He was very close to the stumps. So that is something that the umpires would have wanted to consider. Haider feels that he had got his 4th wicket, and he's bowling his last ball of the spell. 3 wickets for him. What a spell this has been. Just outstanding from Haider Ali. Can he get his 4th? Will not get his 4th wicket, but this is one of the best T20 international bowling spells that you would see in recent times. 4 overs, 3 wickets, and just 7 runs conceded. Haider Ali, the rock star. 12 overs, 74 for 7.
As many as 5 bowlers use, but look at bowler number 4, Haider Ali, an economy of 1.75, 3 for 7 in his 4. Equally tidy has been Sagir Khan, who had 2 wickets in the last game. They've been right on top. UAE just after winning the toss and deciding to bowl first in the 3rd and final T20 International of the Walton UAE versus Bangladesh series. This man hit the winning runs, was special in the 2nd T20 International with the bat, 15 unbeaten, and tonight with the ball 3 for 7. Zakir Ali is the hope now for Bangladesh in the batting department. And I'll tell you what, in the 12th over, when you see a slip in place for the spinner, you know which team is on top, and that's UAE. That was for Haider Ali's last over. The going has been tough, 75 for 7, and just the right time to welcome Neil Oja in the comm box. Good evening, Neil. .75 for 7. Those readings are not really great for a side that started off so dominantly in this series. Bit of a blip over there, and that'll allow the batters to get a single. You can't take the foot off the pedal now. UAE need to keep that pressure on, consistent. Ensure that you're looking for wickets. Because if Bangladesh were to play all 20, they definitely would get to about 140, 150 maybe. What an effort here by UAE, Neil. Credit has to be given to Mohammad Wasim. Matiullah didn't have great returns. Oh, we've had lights been going out here. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit of a failure. The stadium lights will be reset. It's 76 for 7 in 12.3.
After a brief stoppage of play, we are back live and the lights are switched on with full intensity. Yeah, but just talking about Haider Ali's performance, it's been a wow effort.
Well, undoubtedly, making his debut in the series, Haider Ali. Splendid. Just incredible. Could have got his fourth. But absolutely miser as far as runs are concerned. Look at those wickets in front of the pads. Second wicket in the same over. What is amazing about him is the way he brings and keeps the ball so close to the stumps. Very difficult for the umpire to not give in.
He's been in the thick of things, be it the second T20 international with the bat, 15 unbeaten match-winning runs. We saw him celebrating, running towards his players after that winning moment, and now with the ball drafted very early into the power plays, kept things tight. He has a bruised finger, but for starters, he's done with his 4 overs. He'll do have a role to play with the bat later on, and Wasim will be hoping that stage does not come where he needs to come out to bat.
Well, definitely, yes, because if he has to come out and bat, it just tells you that the top order has not done their job. And Mohammad Wasim would not want that to happen. 18 dot balls. Look at those numbers there. That's staggering. 24 balls he's delivered, of which 3 are wicket-taking deliveries, and only other 3 balls he's conceded runs on.
So that's 3 overs without conceding a run. If you look at it that way, that's been the impact of Haider Ali. Yes, T20 cricket is a team game, but sometimes when you have individual brilliance showing up, Neil, it just changes the entire landscape of how a team can approach a game.
Undoubtedly. Now look at that worried face there. It is because of those numbers on board.
And not easy for Raja Akif as well, not part of the squad, suddenly summoned into it. He comes out there, he's done a decent job taking a wicket as well into his third.
Well, yeah, was taken for 10 runs in the first over. And after that, he's come back really strong. But in modern day cricketers, they have to be ready for a call up any given point in time. The players who are living out of suitcases, traveling from one place to the other, one city to another, one country to another, living the high flyer job. And I reckon that's what keeps them prepared and ready.
All Jakir at this stage needs and is telling Tanzim, hold on to your wicket. We need to bat the over. There's still a lot of time left for Bangladesh.
Akif Raja, that wicket. Just before this delivery, he was taken for runs when he came in over the wicket. For this one, ball came in around the wicket, closed that angle, and that was enough for him to pick that wicket and that unique celebration.
It's the first time I'm seeing a celebration like that. Every bowler, every player has their own style. But he's been tidy. He's come back well, conceded a couple of runs early on in his spell. Another very tidy over, 4 runs coming off it. Work to do for Bangladesh here. 13 gone, 78 for 7. Three batters failed to get going, didn't quite open their scoring. Only 2 batters got into double figures, and that's the story of Bangladesh in the third and final T20 international of the Walton UAE versus Bangladesh T20I series. Tanzid Hassan was spectacular, 40 of 18. Wickets fell at the other end, he kept going, but then Raja Akif bowled a beauty to breach his defense. And at this stage, with only 2 extras, Bangladesh realized that they need to find a move on. 78 for 7.
Well, yeah, responsibility will be shared between these two. Oh, there's a little fumble there. A big dive. Definitely saved him, but now this is something that Bangladesh does not need. You cannot be confused amongst yourself to take that risky single.
And in the process, Jakir Ali may have just injured himself. A bit of a yes and no over there. And that's what happens when you're running with the tail. Dhruv Parashar had to turn around, and I reckon he may have just injured his head over there, because on the dive he may have impacted with the ground. This is not a good sign. He has to come out there and keep as well behind the stumps. Not the kind of Wednesday you would expect for Bangladesh.
Well, definitely not. They didn't. Or rather, they started this week with the Monday evening blues. And now, the midweek is not really going in their favor. Zakir Ali does not look good. Fell in. I'm sure that the physio would want to do a concussion test as well. Because the way he fell, looks like he's done something to his head. The helmet came off. Helmet hit on the ground and popped out of his head, and he dragged it with his face. He's a tough cookie for sure, but a protocol is a protocol.
Yeah, the age-old saying, Neil, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And that's what it is for Zakir Ali. Just receiving medical attention from the team physio as well. Just checking all the parameters are fine in the concussion test. Bit of stiffness maybe in towards the right shoulder or neck region. But Bangladesh will need him. That's because after him there's not much batting. We're already into the bottom half. We've still got to get to the 100-run mark. In all of it, UAE very comfortable and strong at the moment.
Well, definitely yes. Fantastic opportunity for our viewers, though, to have a look at all the things that the physios do. As far as the concussion protocol is concerned, a few physical tests, and then a few questions. Something as basic as what ground are you playing on? What team are you playing against? Because if concussion seeps in, the player is a little dazed and you're not really aware of your surroundings, things that you are in, and that is an early sign of worry.
Absolutely. They go to Pakistan from here. They have their first T20 international on May 28th. You want to keep all of that in mind as well. So far, not many sixes or fours. Just keeping in mind the way they've played their cricket in the first two T20 internationals. Only 5 sixes. Remember, they got 13 in the first, out of which 9 came from the bat of Parvez Imran. Today, only 5 collectively as a team. 6 fours, 39 dots. And that's been the problem.
Well, yeah, those dots, if you just convert them into singles, the Bangladeshi score would have been beyond the 100 mark. Sometimes those tiny little things, those tiny margins, make big difference. All right, so Zakir Ali is all set and ready. Mind you, he'll be required to keep as well.
Aggression. Sagir Khan, Matiullah, they've all turned up well, Neil.
And it's important that they keep up that momentum, that tempo. Because if you leave it from here on, which you don't want to, might just be a little poor outcome. You need to know how to seal the deal.
This is where UAE need to be a little bit more careful and conscious and aware. They have everything by the leash. They don't want to let the opposition away now.
Yeah, down the leg, poor delivery. Rightly said there, you have got everything in control. Shut that door. That's what they need to do. Meanwhile, Zakir is taking up the challenge. And why not? If it's a poor delivery, go for it.
The boundaries have dried up, quite certainly. That's why the pressure is telling on Zakir. It's a very uncharacteristic innings by Zakir. He's not the batter who will get 9 in 18. It's the other way around when he's in the middle. But the situation has compelled him to play like that. "32 deliveries since the last boundary. 31. That's been the problem for them.
Well, yeah, over 5 overs since that boundary. responsibility definitely tells you that yes, you have to bat long, you have to ensure that you protect your wickets, but not so over defensive.
They bowled well, you can't take credit away from UAE. They've bowled in the right channels. They've grabbed opportunities. Haider Ali brilliant. Matiullah, after going for some runs in the first two, came back well after being hit for 18 runs in that first over. Sagir has done well. They've all chipped in, Neil.
They have. And that's why it's called a team game. Dhruv Parashar, in fact, started it all off. Very first over, picks up the wicket. And that big wicket of Imran. And things started cascading from there on for Bangladesh.
Fine up in the circle, work to do for the fielder. Deep square leg, he'll come around it and keep it for two. Couple of runs here for Tanzim.
Yeah, Tanzim and Zakir, what they're doing is they're just playing the field, singles and doubles. And I reckon the brief would be to take it like this till the 16th over odd, and from there on maybe try and take chances.
That's high up in the air. Mohammad Wasim getting underneath that. He'll not drop too many. That's wicket number 8. Sagir strike. Tanzim's frustrating innings comes to an end. Another one bites the dust. It's 84 for 8.
Well, yeah, we've been just talking about that little change in roles. Hold on to your horses till the 15th, 16th over. But Tanzim trying to take up the challenge against Wasim. He's not going to drop too many. Sagir strikes and Bangladesh lose their 8th. 84 for 8, 6 for 12, and that's the end of the over now.
Hassan Mahmood makes his way to the middle with his team in dire straits. 84 for 8. Tanzim Saqib departing was a bit frustrated and hold out to the fielder in the deep. That was Mohammad Wasim who took an easy catch. These numbers don't exude much confidence. Understandably as well, into the tail here for Bangladesh.
Well, all he'll have to do is keep Zakir Ali company. And it's a very, very long time that will have to be in the center. Those numbers tell you a story that probably are not in favor of Bangladesh. But this man on your screen, he's done it time and again, taken the team out of problematic times. A bigger challenge this time. 6 overs, all of it for himself.
Does not leave him with much option here now, the situation. That's why he goes big. And he's got plenty of bat on this one. It was preempted, premeditated, but he had decided that he's going to go after the bowling of Matiullah. And what a way to start over number 15.
Well, rightly so, he'll have to take his chances because, like you mentioned, does not have too many partners remaining. So if there is even half a chance, you want to grab it. You don't want to stay wanting. Half tracker and dispatched. 90 on board, 10 away from the 100 mark. Zakir would want to turn up the heat now.
This is turning out to be an event over, Neil. Trust me. All 5 deliveries from here on may end up being dramatic deliveries. Slower delivery. He's hit that in the gap. He wants the second run. He's going to push for 2. And he'll get there comfortably as well.
Well, that's how it's going to be. 2 or none. Because you can't rely on your partner for over 5.5 overs. So every time he scoots out for the first, he will be looking for the second. Every single time.
We're talking about a team who got 191 in the first match, 205 in the second, and they are on 92 for 8 in the third. Funny are the ways of sport.
Well, yeah, cricket is such a game. Zakir has called in for some medical help. That fall that he had hasn't done him well. But that's not good news for Bangladesh. Definitely not.
Yeah, he's not looking good. It could be that impact he had with the ground, a bit of dehydration, maybe some giddiness as well. And it all depends on the individual and the physio to decide what's the way forward from here. Even if he's adamant to stay there in the middle, it's the physio who needs to take a call. Neil?
Well, absolutely, because as an athlete, you would always want to be in the center. Come what may, the athlete will always say, no, I am good to play. It's the adrenaline that's pumping in. They'll always want you to be in, but it's the physio's call. If the physio finds him not too good, well, step out.
Yeah, this man Mathiula as well. He's bowled well today. Went for runs in the first two T20 internationals. Good to see Mohammad Wasim persisting with him. And he did get a few wickets. He induced the edge. And then he got one. Crashing into the stumps that actually deflected on from the pads and was edge-judged LBW. Mathiula 2 for 27. Been a bit on the higher sides, but today he's been amongst wickets.
Well, yeah, he's unassumingly quick, Mathi. Had a little issue with those no balls in that game. 2 no balls that produced wickets. Or rather, 2 wicket deliveries that were no balls. However you want to look at it. But he's done well after that. Sometimes just basics of how you measure your run-up also comes into play.
Yeah, and just coming back to Zakir Ali, 17 of 20. It's very hot out there. You were there for the toss. Can get very humid. You can see them perspiring. Where is this one going to go? It takes the pace off it nicely, and that's the best way to bowl to a batter who's looking to go after you, Neil.
Well, yeah, they know the intent of Zakir. It's very clear that he's looking to hit big. So they will try and keep the ball away from the arc. A. B. Try and take the pace off so that the hard work has to be done by Zakir. And mind you, he's not 100%. He's tired. He's probably dehydrated, and maybe something also going in that head after that little hit.
Just like the way Mathiula has bowled. He went for 18 runs in the first over, Neil, and look at the comeback. He's got 2 wickets in the last 2 overs, and he's conceded just 10 runs during this passage of his bowling.
Well, yeah, realizing what is expected of him. And sometimes it is also a little conversation with the captain. 93 for 8. He'll try and block the singles from here on. 2 deliveries. Can they pick this wicket? Mathiula.
Just going by the way the series has so far been played, we had Bangladesh stamping authority in the first T20 International, 100 by Imon, a 4-4 for Javadullah as well in that game, and then a historic chase in the second T20 International, 205 being chased, and now Bangladesh 93 for 8.
It could have been a lot lesser if timely wickets were picked. Maybe a little bit of foot off the pedal, should I use that term? One last ball. He'll look for a dot ball, and that's how it's going to be. 15 gone. It's 93 for 8.
Sportseye Super Contest. We have a winner. All you had to do was subscribe Sportseye YouTube channel and answer to win. Phone every 10 overs and a signed match ball. The winner is Fabio Savo. Ashik Shuvo, you've bagged a signed match ball. Congratulations. Keep watching the UAE versus Bangladesh finale for more chances to win. Always nice to be on the winning side, Neil, especially when you have a phone as the Player of the Match award.
Well, that's so true. The prize for us is that we get the best best seats in the house. As Matiullah relaxes as Raja Akifullah comes in. A single on the very first ball. That's a little surprising.
You got to trust your partner at the moment. And you can see Jakir Ali is just catching his breath at the other end. Meanwhile, Hassan still to get off the mark.
Well, yeah, trusting your partner is one thing, but knowing his skills and then letting him face 5 deliveries of the over, that's another thing altogether.
He's done well, Raja Akif. Good change here by Captain Mohammad Wasim. Was not part of the squad for the first T20 international. Summoned, shows up, gets a wicket, keeps it tight. And there you can see Jakir Ali. He's been breathing heavy. He's impacted his head, had to go through a concussion test. Yeah, back of the hand delivery.
Yeah, smartly played there. Just dug it out. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Gives that opportunity to bring Zakir Ali back on strike. 4.5 overs from here on. Can Bangladesh bat all 20? That's the question. Or should I just flip it around? Can UAE pick another 2?
I'm sensing something happening in this delivery. He's moved in the crease. Shy the stump at the wicketkeeper's end. This could be out. Had it been a direct hit, I reckon a bit of a hustle, bit of struggle, and Hassan has made it.
Well, yeah, the umpires would want to take support of technology. But yeah, a throw on top of the stumps. Rahul running in from his mark. A lot of drama. You're absolutely right. A direct hit would have been a big chance. Let's have a look there. Good throw, I must say. And Rahul did well. Now, how quickly does he crash into the stumps? Oh, well done there, Hassan. Hassan's done really well. Put his head down and kept running.
Yeah, and that's where I feel maybe Rahul Chopra could have made that run in quickly as well from behind. Throw was decent, a one bounce. Or maybe Rahul Chopra could have just thrown himself while impacting the bails and removing it off the groove. But Hassan's made it, no damage done. And he just reassures his partner at the other end, I'll give you company.
Well, yeah, you're reminding me of a certain jaunty Rhodes. Rahul Chopra should have just... He should have just brought that jaunty Rhodes moment back here. And probably would have been able to get that little run out executed. The dealing in singles, nothing wrong with that. 97 for 8.
Yeah, just not seen a boundary for a while now. This man looks a little tired. It's been a laborious 20 of 24. But he'll be eyeing a single to retain strike for the next over. No airy-fairy at the moment for Jakir. If he's staying 20, they at least get to some respectability in their scoring.
He's looking for a single. A direct hit probably would have done it in, but not to be so. All safe and good. At the end of the 16th, it's 97, or rather 98 for 8.
Team
team player. Through the kitchen sink, and that one couldn't quite connect. Plenty of protection on the onside for Jakir Ali. Oh, he had him outfoxed on that slower delivery. He disguises it so well.
Yeah, that is his primary weapon, so to speak. Sagir, he's developed that, especially in the last couple of years. He's developed that slower Yorker, gets that right just outside off, and Jakir Ali almost was outplayed with that one.
Big heave, will it travel? You bet it will. A much needed maximum.
Well, the 100 comes up for Bangladesh with that 6. Jakir has taken some time, but now he's got a fair bit of idea of how this pitch is faring. It was a slower delivery, expected that, and went all the way over long on. Big swing of the bat, got deep inside the crease and got the distance on that occasion. Much needed 6.
Well, one psychological barrier has been crossed. Not quite middling this one. Will UAE be worried if they get a target of about 135, 140?
Well, those targets, Ahmed, can be really tricky. We've seen that not only here in Sharjah, but overall in international cricket, that 130, 140 can get tricky at times. So UAE would not want that. They would want to finish this tail off as soon as possible. Now they've got Hassan on strike. They should look to bowl as many deliveries as possible to the number 10.
Interesting change in the field as the long leg has dropped deep. So 2 men behind square on the onside. Is this a double bluff? Oh, it was. The pitch up delivery did go for the drive, so he fancied himself.
Yeah, Sagir, he's mixing things up really nicely. A slower ball and now a fuller delivery, quicker and just outside the off stump. So he's keeping the batters on their toes. This one wanted to drive on that occasion. Mahmood Hassan completely misses.
No less than 5 debutants for UAE in this T20I series. So certainly the next generation taking over, especially with this young all-rounder, Sagir Khan. Smart batting there from Hassan. That's all you can really ask from your number 10.
Yeah, the priority right now for Bangladesh is to play the 20 overs. Doesn't matter how many they get in the remaining overs, but they need to play the full 120 deliveries, and that seems to be the plan, especially from Hassan. He has to play the second fiddle to Jakir, rotate strike, and Jakir should look to find those boundaries for Bangladesh in these death overs.
Yeah, the Bangla batting just coming undone in the third game. 191 in the first game, 205 in the second. Will have to re-bowl that one. Extras are criminal.
Yeah, disciplined bowling is the need of the hour. They've done so very well so far. They've managed to get 8 wickets. They haven't given away a lot of extras, but this is a very crucial time in this first innings. 2 full, 2 wide, and Sagir knew that it was a wide.
Yeah, had that guilty look, didn't he? Hasn't been too bad overall. 1 for 21 on the night. Smart batting from Jakir Ali, farming the strike. 17 gone, 109 for 8.
Well, 3 overs left, and we've got those 3 overs sorted in the bowling card here. 1 from Dhruv Parashar left. Will be interesting to see, Ahmed, when does Dhruv Parashar bowl his 4th over, because right now it seems like he's going to bowl the last of the innings.
Yeah, Mohammad Wasim has not had to shift away from plan A. All the frontline bowling has been spot on. Matiullah coming into the attack to complete his spell. Will be coming in from the Bukhatir end. And let's take a look at the field. Long on, mid-wicket square leg in position. Long off and the sweeper cover to your left as well. Third is in the circle though. Hard pull and finds the gap at cow corner.
Well, they needed a boundary. They've got one early in the over. And Jakir is playing an instrumental role. He's the architect for Bangladesh in this first innings. His runs are going to be crucial. From outside off, plays it between the two fielders. Innovation from Jakir Ali, and it pays off.
They were 71 for 7 at one stage. This partnership has gone up to 25 runs. Pardon me, 29 runs now with that boundary. Stirring fight back. Wasim at long on will have to move. And does well, does really well to keep Jakir off strike.
And a good delivery from Matiullah now. He's bowled that away from Jakir Ali and his hitting zone. So they managed to get a single. Brings Hassan back on strike. But they've got 114 on the base. Job is to get Jakir back on strike.
Plenty of gaps on the onside towards that square leg region. So far he's held his own. So another 2.5 overs to go. Can we see a 140-ish sort of score? Could make it interesting.
Well, it is pretty hot out there in the middle, and you can see Jakir Ali is down on his knees. He's completely drenched in sweat. He's feeling a little dizzy, and I can only emphasize with the way he's feeling right now, because it's very, very hot in the center.
Yeah, not to mention he might have a bout of nausea, dizziness after taking that blow to the head. He is soldiering on for the cause though. That is the kind of man you want in the heart of the middle order. Hard-hitting wicketkeeper batter. And look at that commitment. That's outstanding.
Well, he's a fighter, Jakir Ali, and it comes across not only in his batting but also in his wicket keeping. The way he is always in the game, anticipating, giving the game his all. He has been a very pivotal and a very impactful player for Bangladesh. Has a bright future ahead of him.
8 wickets have fallen so far. UAE have been outstanding with the ball, and it started with Dhruv Parashar. Parvez Hassan Imon holding out to long off. But this over from Haider Ali really put them on the back foot.
Yeah, back-to-back wickets in the same over, and that just brought UAE right into the game, put pressure on the Bangladeshi batters. They kept losing wickets, and most of them came in the first half of the innings. Brilliant bowling, all-round performance, everyone contributing with the ball for UAE.
Absolutely. Matiullah, Raja Akifullah and Haider Ali. Saghir picking up Tanzeem, Hassan Saqib as well at long on. Great catch taken by Wasim. And this man has been through the wars and then some. I do feel for him. Most certainly we will likely see a concussion substitute when he's coming out to wicketkeep. I'm not expecting him back on the field, but how long do you continue with his batting effort so far? The player's health and well-being is the primary concern.
Most certainly. Jakir, I think he'll want to continue. He'll want to bat throughout the 20 overs, get as many runs as possible for Bangladesh, but worried faces, concerned coaching staff. Mr. Phil Simmons on the left. Shanto's got the pads on, so he could be a viable concussion substitute for Bangladesh.
Mind you, they have a lot of cricket coming up. 3 T20Is in Pakistan. Then they have a full tour to Sri Lanka as well in the late summer. So keeping this man healthy and fit is going to be very, very important. And of course, Asia Cup coming up in autumn as well.
Well, he's done really well for his side tonight in difficult situation. He's come out and he's hit 2 sixes in the innings so far. Took some time, but then has hit some good hits, some impactful sixes, and a wild swing from Hassan in the middle.
Yeah, maybe he'll have to be the onus, and Jakar Ali will just occupy one end. Matiullah went for 18 in his first over, so this has been a very good comeback. That's what I like about Mati. He's always a trier. Even though he may succeed, he may fail, but he'll always give it his all.
Oh yes, he's a true fighter in every sense of the word. He does like to put on a show and give his all, come it's his bowling or his celebration. Very interesting always.
He's a character for sure. This is hooked. Long leg. Oh, it's been palmed over. Vital 6 runs for Bangladesh.
Well, Matiullah deciding to go for a short delivery, and Hassan was up for the challenge. Important 6 runs, 120 on the board. That's the short delivery. Got his bat in time, great connection, and there was a fielder waiting for that. Haider Ali, who did try his best, got his hands onto it, but was over the ropes, and that was 6 always.
36-run partnership here for the 9th wicket for Bangladesh. Where would they be without this pair? And the fans in great voice now, they believe Shoaib. A good looking off drive. They will settle for 1 though.
36 runs, 37 including that single, 121 on the board. 2 more overs to go, 140 and 140 plus. Bangladesh bowlers will look to bounce back in the second innings.
No Naheed Rana in the side today. Hassan Mahmood returns. Picked up some wickets in the first game, then was rested. Tanzeem Hassan Saqib will need to bounce back. Rishad Hussain, can he continue his wonderful form with the ball? Highest wicket taker for Bangladesh last season. Couldn't quite deliver with the bat tonight, but he's got something to work with. Another expensive over from Matiullah. Smartly done. The fight continues for Bangladesh. 122 for 8. Sports Eye Super Contest. Subscribe to the Sports Eye YouTube channel and answer to win a phone every 10 overs and a signed match ball by the winning captain. This is a good one. Bangladesh very first T20I meeting with UAE was at the 2016 Asia Cup, which Bangladeshi scored the match-winning 47 that evening in Mirpur. Shoaib Ahmed, any hints?
Oh, well, as far as I remember, this Asia Cup was played in Bangladesh. So Bangladesh was the host nation in that. I remember UAE playing in that game, and it was the first time, as it mentioned. But I think it was Mahmudullah, if I'm not wrong, but I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Not a very useful hint at all. This is in the slot. And will travel. 6 more for Jakar Ali.
In the slot from Sagir Khan, and rightly punished by Jakar. What a knock this has been from Jakar Ali. We know he's got that X factor when he comes into the side, but tonight he's delivering the goods for his side. What a hit. Straight up and over long off. And it's gone the distance. Important 6 runs for UAE, for Bangladesh.
Are the UAE letting it slip here? There were 84 for 8 Bangladesh. Still all of 11 legal deliveries remaining. They could even get up to 150. And then it could be anybody's game. Fielder in the deep. Chance. Will be taken. So an anti-climax as Sagir gets the major wicket.
Yes, just when Bangladesh all okay with that front foot, was full and wide, wanted to go big again. Zakir Ali slicing it up in the air, and Zuhaib with a catch. Mohammad Zuhaib Zubair, and celebration for Sagir. Come back for him in this over.
A courageous innings comes to an end. Bangladesh are 9 wickets down. Shariful Islam at 11. Well, anything they can accrue here, Shoaib, is a bonus.
Absolutely. They need to play the 20 overs. Number 10 and number 11 out there in the middle. And that's because Zakir Ali looking to go big again towards long off. Slices that one in the air. And a very good catch under pressure from Zuhaib Zubair.
Yeah, the out cricket from UAE has been solid this evening. No dropped catches, working hard in the field. Sagir has been an outstanding debutant in this series.
Oh yes, and he started off well in this over as well. Got a 6, was hit for a 6, but then came back strongly. Got a wicket and now 2 consecutive dot balls. He will look to finish things off for UAE. The intent has to be to take wickets in this over.
Now watch out for that slower ball. Oh, this is big. And this is beyond. 6 more.
A little too ambitious from Sagir Khan. That was not needed. You need to attack the stumps. It's the number 11 batting out there in the middle for Bangladesh. A poor ball, poor ball, and rightly punished by Shariful. Goes big and goes the distance.
Well, the Bangla tail can certainly play the hook shot. That is for sure. Hassan Mahmood, Shariful Islam, they're not backing down. These are crucial runs being conceded and scored. They fought till the end.
12 runs in this over. And that's mission accomplished for Bangladesh as far as this over is concerned. Yes, they lost a wicket, but with just 1 over to go, and it's going to be Dhruv Parashar bowling that last over.
They were 84 for 8, so they've added 50 runs. The final 2 at the crease. Excellent batting indeed. That's a very accomplished drive indeed. And Shariful will push for 2. And they'll make it in time. Final 6 coming up. 136 for 9. Well, there you have it, Shoaib. 52 runs added in the last 30 balls by Bangladesh.
And that's something really phenomenal. I think that will just shift the momentum in favor of Bangladesh. More importantly, it will be the self-belief that will come handy in the second innings. And guess who is going to bowl the last over? It's going to be the skipper, Mohammad Wasim, not Dhruv Parashar. And this is, well, what do you have to say about this? Because I think it's a great risk, great gamble.
No risk it, no biscuit. Let's see. Oh, this is high. And it's a top edge. And of course it's 6 more.
Well, it's going to be very difficult for Mohammad Wasim to grip the ball with so much of dew out there. And he started off with a beamer. It's gone all the way behind the keeper for a maximum. So 7 runs and it's a free hit. What a turnaround this is for Bangladesh.
It is well and truly game on now. 150 is within range. Free hit. Finds the gap on the offside. They will pick up 2. UAE have let this slip.
Yes, they've not been able to clean up the tail. There has been resistance shown from the Bangladeshi batters, and the credit goes to them for the way they batted, especially Zakir Ali. But this over now from Wasim is going to be crucial. 145 already on the board. Just 1 ball bowled. 5 more deliveries to go.
Some nervous smiles emerging in the Bangla dugout. That self-belief is coming back. Hassan Mahmood has been brilliant. Oh, dead straight. Downtown. 6 more.
Well, the 150 comes up for Bangladesh. And the emotions say it all in the stands. Number 10 coming out to bat. And he's hit that straight as an arrow over the bowler's head. Mohammad Wasim watching the ball sail over for 6.
A taste of his own medicine. What a thrilling cameo. Oh, that was in the slot. That was asking for it once more.
Yeah, Wasim, he's given away too many. 16 in the first 3 deliveries. Dhruv Parashar, in hindsight, could have been an option. He's bowled in the power play overs. And with number 10 and 11, I felt with a left-handed batter.
Shariful has already hit 1-6. Making sure the fielders on the onside are in the right position. But if he clears the fence, there will be spectators. Up and over, wideish long off, beats him for 4.
Well, the placement was impeccable from Shariful Islam. Wide off the fielder at long off. Alishan Sharifu was it. Ethan D'Souza at long off, putting in the dive. The placement was absolutely perfect. With the dew in place, the ball just skid off the green carpet. And it's gone for 4.
These are painful runs for the UAE in the last 3 overs. 20 conceded. Still 2 balls to go. Finally gets it right. But the damage has well and truly been done.
Well, UAE bleeding runs at the moment. From nowhere, Bangladesh have gotten to 160 almost now. 157 with a boundary, they'll cross the 160 run mark. We were discussing at the 16th over, it will be a big achievement if they can get to 140. But they've managed to get 157, and clearly it is Bangladesh going as the confident side into the second innings.
Well, now this is another concern. Mohammad Wasim feeling his left boot there. That was a firm strike by Shariful. They need him at 100% for the run chase. It's going to be a testing one. Final ball of the innings. This is high. It's a miscue. Waiting for the umpire signal here. I think it might be a no ball.
Oh dear. Mohammad Wasim, He's got his hands on his hips because it's been called as a no ball by the leg umpire, Asif Iqbal, and it's also going to be bad news because Wasim cannot continue the over. He's bowled 2 beamers. He'll be off the attack, and to bowl the last ball, they'll need somebody else to come in and bowl. It's going to be Alishan Sharfu to bowl the free hit delivery. Absolutely disastrous from the UAE bowlers and from the skipper in particular.
Oh, he's overstepped. So the height was okay. Or was it? Nope. It was a double no ball, in a sense. Well, Ali Shan has the unenviable task to bowl the final ball, which is a free hit. High drama at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium.
Well, what a comeback this is for Bangladesh. One last ball. It's going to be a free hit. A slower delivery from Alishan, heaved towards the onside. They should get back for the second, and will get back for the second. They're looking for the third as well, and they make it. This is great running. This is absolutely brilliant cricket from Bangladesh.
The eruption from the stands says it all. Have they sneaked in a third? Brilliant riposte by the lower order. They were 84 for 8. Has he made it? Yes, he has. Looks A-okay to me, Shoaib.
Oh yes, he's put in the dive and he's ensured that he gets back in the crease. This is really good batting, really good cricket, and good intent, good approach, good attitude, good fight back from Bangladesh in the first innings. So it's going to be 3 runs added to the total. The final score will read 162 in the 20 overs, and Bangladesh have all to fight for in the second innings.